I was listening to Corey, and I'm like, hold on, this just popped up on my feed, and it's our friend Tommy Sotomayor, aka formerly known as Chris Pea. Yeah, he's got banned off YouTube still. First and foremost, what's going on, people? Long time, man. Shit, just acting here, man. I've been busy. I'm not really a YouTube guy, you know. I'm trying, but it's difficult to stay consistent when you got a busy life. But anyway, I'm here anyway. So we got Tommy Sotomayor talking to fucking Tazaryach, both madmen, two madmen talking to each other. Let's see what's going on though.
Right, no, but we can see.
And make sure I gotta say something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Shout out to Grassroots for putting this up. Shout out to Grassroots for putting this up. Fair use.
Que-butter, you can take your whole ass somewhere else, calling people Sambos and stuff like that. That's why don't nobody watch your lame ass.
Que-butter, what another donkey. Que-butter, he's the one that held up Michi X, who Tommy beat down, by the way. Tommy knocked that down after he exposed her and called her a bitch and all types of shit. He knocked it down after that. She went over to Que-butter and they held her some Black Queen. Yeah, so from then, that's when I thought, now this Que-butter dude, he's an idiot, and he's calling Tommy a Sambo now. You see, the blind leading the blind.
Anyway, nobody watch your little lame ass shows. I see you over there with 27 motherfuckers, cause y'all pussy niggas love calling people's names instead of having a discussion with them. Ain't nobody said nothing to your punk ass, and you could have left. If you gonna say the reason why you don't get reparations because of niggas like me, apparently we got more power than you did. If that happens, I don't like the fact.
You got Tommy just there, and you got Tazaryach on the right. Now, Tazaryach is a Hebrew Israelite. You'll often see him dressed in extravagant costumes, speaking the word of the scriptures. This is what he does. So he speaks the Bible. He does what he does. It says what he says. Listen to the video.
Y'all sit up there. If you got something to say to me, old nigga, say it to me. Ain't nobody stopped you from having a discussion. But y'all pussy niggas can't have now. That's why the bitch nigga you was with when I was up in Harlem got a conversation with me, asked for one, and then when I made him look stupid with my words, he wanted to fucking fight. Y'all whole niggas don't do nothing but talk shit. Leave people the fuck alone. Nobody asked y'all niggas to come over here. I would never go over to your damn show calling you names, and you pussy niggas always calling people stupid ass names, coons and sambos all the damn time. Why not have a regular conversation with a nigga? I'm sorry, I don't mean to go out, but I'm sick of these pussy niggas just calling people names. It is the dumbest.
And Tommy Sotomayor will be the first one to call a black woman a bitch. He'll be the first one to be spitting all that black women hatred, hair hooligans, hair-hatted hooligans, all of that, man, all of that. He goes in talking about people calling him names, but he gets so sensitive when you call him a name like Crispy or Sambo or Coon. You know, like he gets so irate. But he'd be the first one to start calling people names, especially black women.
In the world, just calling people names and think that shit. No, ain't nobody smack the shit out of me, pussy. What happened is I turned my back, and you was the one who sat up there and said, "You don't want it, nigga. You don't want it." When I was trying to whoop your midget freaking ass, you talking about some smack somebody up? Y'all pussy niggas didn't do anything. 30 y'all niggas and one nigga up there. Fucking punk, and they sit up there and think that shit is cool. He talking about we smacked you up. Y'all didn't do shit, ho. I didn't fall down, didn't stumble, and I went at your little midget ass friend. A group of motherfucking niggas wanting to fight all the damn time, but won't hit me face to face. Did your pussy ass friend hit me in the face? No, bitch. He waited for me to turn around. You got smacked.
Oh yeah, this is the time that he went up to Sarnetta to do a debate. He started talking, he was walking, and someone gave him a clap in the back of his head. He got so upset, he called the police and he left.
He said he stole me. Nigga, you saw it and everybody else saw it.
I think
I'm sorry, see, that's why I don't go many places. This pussy done came over here, now he on that talking about he stole me, and that's the joke that niggas make? The joke, your man hit me in the back of the head, and you think that shit's cute. Grown man, old nigga, he's supposed to be teaching the kids, though.
And then
Alright, man, K Shot, I don't know, man. This an old, kind of an old beat been going on for years on YouTube. Even before I was looking at content like this on YouTube.
I've been on here for years. I've seen how this shit is played out from day one, and I tell you, it's hilarious. To the point where Tommy got banned. He got actually banned off Facebook. He got banned off YouTube. Yeah, man, and they didn't even let him back. I swear they let back Cynthia G. I could swear Cynthia G was allowed back on YouTube. I don't know if that's a fact. I'll check in a minute, but yeah, man, they banned Tommy.
But yeah, supposedly Tommy went 2 ways out there, then got smacked up by some people. And Que-est was there. You know, people had a problem with the things that Tommy was saying about black women, about the black community as a whole, I guess. And, you know, we all know what happened. And, you know, we can even research it, man. So he gonna talk a little bit more about it. Then eventually Que-est is gonna come up. And they gonna have a discussion. Like I say, I didn't see that, so nobody went live. So I'm gonna let Tommy rant on a little bit more, then we'll move on with the video. Let's go.
I remember where it was, and it happened in an environment where it was supposed to be about us coming together like we're like now and shit like that. When you think about, like, I didn't like that event, me personally. I don't like where if we go into a venue.
Tazaryach is another one. Like, you know, this guy just be talking rubbish. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously there's something wrong with him, and whether he's trolling or whether it's just how he is, but this guy is insane. I personally think he's insane, and he speaks with this type of demeanor. Well, basically, you know, he speaks with a calm, kind of nonchalant demeanor because he kind of understands most of the people around him are also insane. So he's in good company.
Where it's supposed to be about information and conversations, and you bring violence to that speaks to your mentality, and you do not get props. If it's,
I got problems with anyone that kind of like glazes, I think is the right word, Tommy Sotomayor. And I know like Sarnetta, like Tazaryach, these guys, they love a bit of Tommy Sotomayor. They see that as being real. That's how they see it. But we all know Sarnetta's an idiot anyway. He just be talking. He's got no sense. He just talks and he's a popular guy. That's with Sarnetta. So you can't take him seriously. The guy don't know what he's saying. One minute he's all about black people, Khalid, Muhammad. Next minute, black people in the world. The guy's all over the place. He's confused. But Tazaryach, he likes to see himself as like a disciplined scholar, let's say. But he just warps the Bible, and I think he's part of a cult. Good luck to him, because most people who are religious are also part of a cult. But yeah, his cult is sort of a bit different, a bit new age. He's part of a new age cult as opposed to many cults of Christianity or Catholicism.
1 on 5 or 1 on 3 or 1 on 2. You don't get those type of props for that. And I was at that event, but I had left. But when I spoke to people, everybody said the same thing. It was something that was unnecessary to happen. Like, why did Tommy have to get hit? Like, I never understood it. And I teach on the street.
Tommy got hit because he was talking a bag of craziness. Someone didn't like what he was saying, and he met his fate. Like, you can't just be sitting at home talking a bag of breeze into the microphone, step out after talking a bag of breeze, and not expect to defend yourself. That's just how it goes. Yeah, and like Sarnetta was trying to protect him, so the guy couldn't. If the guy came up to him to say, let's have a fair one, Tommy wouldn't have had a fair one. Sarnetta would have started crying, saying no, because he wants his money, he wants the debate, so he would have started crying. But ultimately, that's what you put yourself up for when you're online talking the type of shit about black people. How the fuck? Like, I'm surprised he's still there, because the type of shit he said about black people, dead ones, alive ones, young ones, old ones, some insane shit. And you got like idiots like Tazaryach and Sarnetta just like loving off Tommy. I got problems with anybody that doesn't give this guy that work, in my opinion. That's like, and it's always been like that since Tommy was on YouTube. I've always found the stuff that he says quite abhorrent, and I'm like, yeah, now let me give him that work. Like, so always, there's no rest when it comes down to Tommy Sotomayor, and he likes to kind of play on the black men card. Nah, man, fuck that. Like, you know, stay over there with your MAGA crowd.
And I say crazy shit on the street. Nobody has ever said, I'ma slap you, Tazaryach, for doing that. For saying that. Or doing anything like that.
Nah, that's because you're a fat, big-headed guy, and people probably think, do you know what? You know, like when Polite was facing you at that Cross the Line radio, Polite got scared. When he was like, cross the line. Like, I know Polite was scared, boy, because he looked around. You saw Sarnetta, you saw Inky, and you're like, nah, I ain't got it like that. Nah, I ain't got it like that. I got to fall back fully. Like, let me just fall back. And I remember after that time, they was both sitting on Sarnetta's couch, and I know for a fact that Polite just felt tight, boy. He was not happy. Tazaryach, yeah, he don't mind, man. He's doing his thing. Tazaryach is doing his thing. He don't mind. But Polite was mad as hell. Because he just got checked in front of everybody. And yeah, these were good days back in the day. Anyway, go on.
And if you're conscious, and that's the other part we gotta add, because these supposed to be conscious niggas. If conscious niggas are conscious, Why, when someone makes a point that you disagree with, you got to resort to what you do in the ghettos or in the hood?
That's a great point, Tazaryach. They're conscious, so why would they do that? You're right. So what are you saying? You're not conscious then? You're a zombified religious relic, let's say. Is that what you are? You're a relic of religion, and you want to be seen as such. You're not conscious then, are you? Because if they're conscious, why wouldn't they just be conscious, like, and be good folks and be perfect? Because they're conscious, right? So when you're conscious, you're perfect. So why not be perfect? Like, I don't understand. Like, Tazaryach, stop, please stop.
Just be violent.
And this nigga said it was a one-on-one. I had literally was talking to this man, answered every question he asked. When he said, I just don't like you, nigga, I said, well, then we finished talking. I turned around to go on the stage, and that man hit me in the back of the fucking head. And this pussy is trying to make it sound like it was a one-on-one. No, it wasn't.
So I call that pussy shit. Like when you gotta wait till they turn around to hit them, it's like a sucker punch. If you're having a confrontation with somebody, and let's say you hit them like face to face, even in that environment, it still would have been wrong, but at least he could have saw the swing or something.
Right.
But when you wait till the person turns to then hit him, what you're saying is that I'm afraid of him, so let me hit him while he's turned around. And then of course, because it's in a big place, now you got people breaking it up and all that stuff like that. So you really just gotta teach
go at the man. I kept trying to go at the man. Q-Bud and them other niggas sit up there talking about, you don't want it, man. There's too many of us. You don't want it. I'm there with I'm one person by my fucking self. And you want to sit up there and protect the little pussy who hit me?
Who's got a violin? Whoever's got a violin listening to this, I beg you play it real quick.
And now you want to say 8 years later, I got smacked up?
Shit.
Yeah, from the
That's how cause you still jealous of me, nigga.
Yeah, you did come in the chat. Changing the left. Listen, I always was gonna make a joke because Tommy called my shit beige rage. I'm sitting over here trying to come up.
All right, man. We done heard Tommy rant about it enough, man. Listen, I done heard him rant 1,000 times. You know, I watched Tommy, so I've heard him rant 1,000 times. I've seen the video 1,000 times.
That's a fact.
I don't know about this one of you out there. Maybe didn't to catch up. So we're gonna move right along to when you better actually come up here. So let's go.
Let's go.
Listen, if it goes, I tell you what, I'll let him come up here if it go left.
Okay. All right, let's rock out.
It might be something worth that. It might be something worth that.
Let's see what's up.
Yo. Yeah, my initial comment when I said the Sambo was in regards to when you said black people didn't fight back and didn't push back, and I was saying that was a Sambo. So I wasn't calling you a Sambo. That's how I was saying. Black people in 1890s, there was black.
Bruv, Q-Butter is an idiot, man. What's he talking about, man? Just shut up, bruv. Alright, look, shout out to Q-Butter for having a space where mothers can drop off their kids when they're at work. Shout out to him. Shout out to him, you know, for like having a daycare, you know, where I remember Sar saying that they'd be bunning up in there and all sorts. They'd be bunning up in there and all sorts. That's what Sar said. That's what Sar said. So I was like, yeah, they'd be bunning up, they'd be smoking weed in there. It's not a proper school. I was like, ah, shit. I was like, ah, shit. I thought it was a school. Everybody has been bigging up Q-Butter, saying he's got a school, and like, but then when Sar had a little madness with him, Sar kind of exposed him and kind of started talking like, nah, that ain't no school, man. That's like a trap house, like, and they be bunning up in there, smoking around the kids. I'm like, oh man, they're friends again now, Sar and Q-Butter, they're brethren again. But I was like, shit, boy, is that really what it's come down to? Shout out to him anyway for creating a space for parents to drop off their kids for a couple of hours. Shout out to him.
People who are heavily against him were more about pushing black people including to the system, inclusiveness into the system. And so if you go into the Jim Crow website, it defines Sambos as blacks who are more aligned with the American system and were considered to be docile. And it says the coons would be those who are considered to be more like the youth who are more aggressive against the system. So the people who are actively against reparations would be those who are considered to define Sambos as system, inclusiveness into the system. And so if you go into the Jim Crow website, it defines Sambos as blacks who are more...
Jim Crow website? What the hell is that? What's a Jim Crow website? This guy, I tell you what, this Q-Butter, he's got no real knowledge. He doesn't really know that Sambo is a character from a book. Like, he don't know that. He don't know. He thinks he's kicking knowledge by talking about the Jim Crow website and bringing up Sambos and the difference between Sambos and coons. They might well say that. They might well say that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, Sambo is also a character in a book called Uncle Tom's Cabin. And that's where the term Uncle Tom comes from as well. So rather than going into that, he's talking about a Jim Crow website. Who runs this website exactly?
or aligned with the American system and were considered to be docile. And it says the coons would be those who are considered to be more like the youth who are more aggressive against the system. So the people who are actively against
this guy's, look, if you've got this guy teaching your kids, there's a bag of misinformation here. There's a whole load of misinformation that I just like, what is this? What are you telling everyone to go to the website? You telling everybody to go to the website, Jim Crow website? What's a Jim Crow website, bro? Come on.
reparations that we see speak on it would be those who are considered symbols right now. For example, when you had Obama say we should forget about it. These are the type of people that would say that. Those are the symbols, the ones who are like upward in the system, accepted by white class, and they're the ones who are saying we should not go after reparations. That's
my grandmother was never accepted by white class, and she felt like reparations was something that was a thought that didn't make sense.
I'm not gonna like your grandmother's position. I wouldn't speak on that. That's her position. I'm just speaking.
What I'm trying to say is there.
What the hell does that mean? Your grandmother was right because she was your grandmother. Your grandmother was probably an idiot. She's probably dumb. Probably like she raised you. She was cussing you. She did all that. The amount of hatred you have for your mum, yeah, that you've said publicly on your platform, talking about how your mum, is colorist, should be talking about your daughter's too dark, all of that. Her mum, your grandmother, who was like the matriarch, that you said, Tommy, she was a matriarch. She used to be cussing out the place and all sorts. So why the hell are you going to bring up that your grandmother was wrong as well? Without speaking ill of the dead, doesn't mean that your grandmother was correct in what she said. She could have been wrong. She had warped views of the world if she thought reparations didn't make no sense. She obviously wasn't that educated, okay? Rest in peace, respectfully.
People who feel blacks don't have we're not a monolith. And every time we say
right, this guy has been saying the same thing for years. Like, this guy has not updated his, black people are not a monolith. Black people are not, he's been saying this for years. It's just regurgitated. He hasn't moved on. I mean, even though, Tariq be giving the Africans that work, at least Tariq has diversified his position. He's, from one thing to another, he's staying up to date. Tommy it's the same thing. I know he tried to make a little move to the MAGA crowd, but that didn't seem to work out too well for him, because I think as illogical as Tommy can be sometimes, I do think he is self-aware. So when he's around the white guys egging him on for speaking ill of black people, I know deep down in his heart of hearts he feels like, nah, this is weird. I know he doesn't feel like, this is right. So yeah,
something that's different. We get called a name, a Sambo, a coon, some stupid ass fucking character. There was the other one. It's from Django. It's just these grown people calling people names and never discussing why they see things different. It is.
Well, it wasn't the question that there's people in the black community who have different reasons for not supporting it. Yeah, I wouldn't have said that. But when what you specifically said was, who were the black people that did? Why did black people push against it? And that's why I was saying it was the same.
I didn't actually say that. What I said was, there was no black table. That I explained what the Jews got and why they got it.
And I
explained what they had. And then I said blacks needed to have sat down at the table and get them to sign a deal too. If they didn't,
that's what I'm saying. When blacks sat at the table, the blacks who sat at the table said we're not pushing for reparations, because the blacks who were invited to the table would be considered the symbols. And I'm not.
There was never any blacks invited to the table when they decided when slavery was ended. There were no blacks because blacks didn't have a country to represent. They didn't have their own faction. They literally were just property, and they were just now getting their status as people.
No, there's plenty of black people who had status in the country, right? Even before slavery was abolished. Slavery was abolished in different parts. So, for example, in New York, segregation was table.
I'm just trying to hear this idiot who's probably just read a couple of clips before coming on. He probably read a few things just to try and. I do not think Cuba has any knowledge. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he has any knowledge, really.
Not the Civil War, the revolution. Like, you gotta look at it like we were involved in it. But at the same time,
you can be involved but not be one of the principals at the table. You work with Boeing. You're involved in Boeing to build the planes, but when they sold Boeing, none of the people who were building the planes had any say-so of the contract that was signed.
But there's different reasons for that. That's not because of us. That's because of.
I didn't say it was because of us. If I said but exists.
Yeah, but that's not
because of us.
See, Cuba, I just think by talking, he can talk himself out of a stupid position, or he can make himself right, or he can sound more intelligent if he just keeps on talking. No matter whether he's got the right knowledge or not, he just feels like, let me just keep saying words. I'll throw in a couple of words that I don't usually use from a day to day to make me sound smart. But yeah, let me just keep talking. He's not trying to hear nothing. He's just like, yeah, but like, come on, man. Like, this guy.
If you don't,
I'm just saying, but that's a different, at the table at the time, right? Discussing what it was, that's a different talking point. So what I was discussing.
but that was my whole point.
No, the point
That's why I'm saying, even when you're saying it, so Sambo.
the reason why I wrote Sambo in the chat was because what I heard you say, or maybe what I misinterpreted what you said.
That's right.
Either one, right?
Look at him apologizing to Tommy. Look at him apologizing to Tommy. Like, he's just jealous that Tommy smashed his queen. That's what it is. That's what secretly it is. He's got no beef with Tommy. He'll probably suck Tommy off if his little mate Michi X was never involved. He'll probably be like, yeah man, Tommy, come on the show, man. Yeah. You know, that's probably what he'll be on. Like, he's just upset Tommy got Michi X first. I think anyway.
But either one, we can play it back. What I was responding to you was what you said was, where were the black people at that was would not push for reparations? So I just want to be clear. I wasn't calling you a Sambo. We can have the definitive conversation, but I want you to recognize I wasn't calling you or talking when I said the statement Sambo. That is what we clear.
Here's what you keep missing though. You're saying I was saying it towards something that wasn't said. So I would then have to just make up something. He wasn't calling me that. He was saying this thing I didn't say was Sambo.
I was the fact is, I was talking about the question. What I thought you said or heard you say was, where were the black people at? Why was no black people there? So the black people that's just talking about. So I'm just letting you know, the black people that you were referring to, where were they at? That I was saying they wasn't there because of the Sambos.
They're not Sambos if they don't have a country. If you don't have a flag,
we can have the conversation about. We can have the conversation about who they are. I'm just making sure that you understand that statement wasn't to you.
I didn't make that statement. I get it. You're saying
I said my statement.
Okay, he's got nowhere to go. So now it's just reverting back to what you said. I thought what you said. What you said, I said. I didn't say. So I'm just letting you know I didn't say that. So all of that education just really led back to, no, it wasn't me that called you out your name. It weren't me. So all of that talking he was doing at the start was just for nothing. Like, he was just chatting shit. He was just chatting bare S. Like, that's what he is, he's chatting shit. So really and truly, yeah, like, he don't know what he's saying. He just came on just to say, I wasn't saying it at you, after Tommy just violated him. Now he wants to be like, oh, I wasn't saying it at you, you know, that wasn't me, that wasn't my intention. What's wrong with this guy, man?
I know your statement was to say you said to something I said, but it's something I didn't.
Whether or not you said it or not, I'm just stating I wasn't calling you that. So in the clarity, I wasn't calling you that. Now we can go to the friction that you and I have.
So Tommy's laughing because he's thinking this guy's a moron because I didn't say that, and you're saying yeah, but I was just saying I wasn't calling you that. I was saying I was calling what you said that. And Tommy's like, yeah, but I didn't say that. And he's like, yeah, no, but I wasn't calling you that. I was gonna see how much of an idiot this guy is. High. He doesn't really have any brains. He's an idiot. Cuba is not smart. Like, he can't even follow the pattern of the conversation. He doesn't even know what's going on. He's wrong. He just keeps talking rather than saying, sin, my bad. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. No, you're like, no, I wasn't talking about you. I was saying that what you were saying, I was attributing Sambo to that. And then Tommy's like, yeah, but I didn't say that. And he's like, yeah, no, but still, I wasn't saying it about you. I was fucking dickhead.
Right? Just go
what friction you have.
I don't have any friction with you. That's all. Now let me clear it up with Capt, right?
Of course you don't have no friction with him, Cuba. Who are you gonna have friction with? You better have friction with those guys on the roads, like, you know, like the roadmen them. Like, they ain't got no, like, it's just straight action. There's no debating, no talk, because they ain't got no, they don't know nothing like that. Truly and like honestly and truly, they ain't doing no research on this or on that. They know what they know from the streets. You better off just sticking to that, Cuba. Stop trying to act like you're some intellectual. I remember one time I saw you, Cuba. Yeah, I remember one time, Cuba, I saw you was talking about science, and then you were reading the books, and you were literally reading the books, what was saying inside the books, because you had no idea what was going on. So you was there reading it, talking about this, talking about that, not really knowing what you were saying, but you were reading the book, and I know you felt smart. I was cracking up, boy.
What? So let's get the space ready, right? The conversation. Let's have a grown conversation when Capt is right? Tommy, you talk how you talk. When I first was introduced to you, I'm like, look, how you talk. If you don't like it, don't listen. That's the very first thing I think Joel Benjamin had an interview with you and I. He brought me on.
I had you on my show and had you talking about
Joel Benjamin. Well, so I didn't know. No, but why I'm saying is at the time, I didn't know how the setup was. For me, Joel Benjamin called me and sent me a Zoom link and said, I want to bring you on a show. I didn't know you at the time. And then he tells me about you, and I'm like, look, if that's how he talks, that's how he talks. Now, fast forward, right? Now I'm introduced to your speech. And when I come to the event, I didn't go to the event with anybody. I went to the event by myself. When I got to the event, I saw the brothers that was there and multiple people, and we was in the back of the space. And when you walked in, we were all shocked that you came to the event. So literally, a brother walks past me and is like, yo, is that Tommy? Another brother walks past me like, yo, that's Tommy? So we all looking at each other like, yo, Tommy's here? We were not together. We walked, the brother who walked towards you, just to be clear, the brother who walked towards you asked the question, I saw him walk towards you. He was with the other brother who I was talking to.
Bro, what's this got to do with anything? See, this Cuba I just be talking, bro. This guy just be talking, just saying anything. What's this got to do with anything?
He saw him walk towards you, so we all walked towards you, and that's why it looked like there was a group. But none of us were together. That's why I'm just making sure. So when we got towards you, it might be people, but that wasn't 10 people in a group. When the dude asked you the question, I was on the side and I was like, I'm just looking at what's going on. And when you responded, I got in between and I said the thing about because of black women. You see what I'm saying? So now that statement and the dude on the side, when he said that, and I said this before, and I'm gonna be real, right? You know your speech, and you can talk how you want to talk. Talk how you want to talk. I deal with mad rappers, right? And I tell rappers, you can rap about whatever you want to rap about. It's a free world. But there might be somebody who doesn't like what you say. And the reality of what you say may bring up a conversation with them that can go either way.
But I showed him ultimate respect. When
No,
he
you did.
and I answered so good that he went back to the Capt.
Of course, Tommy showed ultimate respect. Tommy wants to be friends with guys. It's the black women he don't like. When it comes down to guys, yeah, man, he wants to be friends. It's all good. Let's be friends. Let's have a conversation. Like, you know, but with women, these black bitches, you know, that's what Tommy is. I'm sure any guy that pops up on Tommy will be civil, he'll be kind, he'll be chatting. It's all good. But it's the women, and like some of the women that are his fans, they are funny, boy, because like they be black and they be exactly the type of people Tommy is talking about. But because they say, I like you, Tommy, I love what you say, I agree with you, they think that excludes them from Tommy's vile rhetoric. They are hilarious, boy.
I want to answer the question. I answered it good. Let me hold it so well that the black women.
Furthermore, Tommy, yeah, he looks at them how those MAGA folks looks at Tommy. Like, yeah, you're saying the right things, but you know, I ain't trying to fuck with you like that. You know, and that's with Tommy. Tommy's like, yeah, support me and that, support me, but yeah, you know you're a ratchet black bitch too. That's probably what Tommy's thinking.
Who were standing there who initially were against me, saying he has a point. Because if you give me a chance to talk, I can talk farther than the 5-minute video you watched of me. And so I explained it to him so well. He asked me several questions, and I answered every one of them. Professionally, respectfully. He then said, well, I just don't like you, nigga.
Catch grassroots, man. They're kind of going around in circles now, but you get the gist. It was just seeing Tommy again. I ain't seen him on YouTube for a good couple of years, so I was like, wow, what's this? But Tommy ain't got nothing new to say. It's just the same old. Look, he's talking about an event that happened like 8 years ago, man. Like, he's living in the past. He's really trying to reclaim his YouTube days. He's living in the past. He don't want no. He ain't trying to move on or be a bit different. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's just still doing Tommy. People have come, hit their highest heights, died, gone. Other people have come under them, hitting their highest heights, all whilst Tommy has been doing the same thing. But yeah, if it works, I suppose. If it's working for him, don't fix it, right? Anyway, just acting. Peace to you guys. Out.